On tonight's first ever Cobb Prep Rally, the hot beating sun. It's the dog days of summer. With pads and helmets, it must be a bummer. So grab a cool drink and chill out with us. We've got the moves and all the right stuff. Let's wind up the school year. We're your best source. We reel in the info on Cobb County sports. We'll take you over the edge. Hold on to your seat. We're the new show in town. Don't miss a beat.
And here we are, Cobb County, the debut week of the county's only prep sports program. Good evening, I'm Scott Kozlowski.
And I'm Ann Kokanya. For the next 28 weeks, we are going to bring you the best in Cobb prep sports 3 nights a week. If you have Wometco cable, it's on Channel 2, and if you have Summit, it's going to be on Channel 5.
On Wometco, we're on 3 nights a week, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 o'clock. And if you have Summit, we're on Wednesday and Thursday at 7 and Friday at 5:30.
And it's going to be our mission to bring you the best in hits, highlights, and home runs, as well as things like Scholar Athlete, Team Clown, and some in-depth behind-the-scenes interviews.
So tell a friend and make sure to be with us every week. But right now, let's get you caught up from last year and take a closer look at Region 5 North. And let's start off with Harrison High.
Are you ready?
Coach Bruce Cobley and the Harrison Hoyas are ready to begin their 4th season of football. Harrison High has only been open since 1991, and this is the first year the Hoyas will have seniors who have been with the team for their entire high school career.
We went to camp earlier this summer, and I think the team, we should win at least 6 games, if not more this year, because we're looking a lot better. We're teams coming together finally this year.
Chad and his teammate Sean Haig will provide leadership for the Hoyas, who were 3-7 last year. The Hoyas will kick off the 1994 season at home against South Cobb.
We now travel a few miles south to the home of last year's Region 5 champions, the McEachern Indians. The Indians went 9-3 last season, but they were stopped by Central Gwinnett in the first round of the state playoffs. This year, Coach Jimmy Dorsey has some rebuilding ahead of him. The Indians will miss their entire starting offensive backfield from 93, especially running back Steve Johnson. But Coach Dorsey expects great things from returning running back Lamar Shaw, as well as TJ Mears, who moves from tackle to tight end. Look for exciting pigskin action starting on August 27th as the Indians begin their season in style at the Georgia Dome against Warner Robins.
Meanwhile, McEachern's biggest rival, North Cobb, is shooting to make the state playoffs again this year. In '93, they were beaten by Alexander in the first round, but finished up with a fantastic 7-4 season. North Cobb is off to a great beginning with 15 returning starters. They hang on to both quarterbacks and the second leading receiver in the county, Grant Cockrell. Coach John Allison predicts that junior tailback Don Munden will be one of his key players for this season. The Big Orange are gearing up for their opening game against the Sprayberry Yellow Jackets September 2nd.
Now, when North Cobb travels to Sprayberry for the season opener, they're going to meet the Yellow Jackets on their same old turf. But the Jackets will be under new leadership. Coach Ronnie White just took the reins, and he took some time to tell Cobb Prep Rally about his team and a little about himself.
The hot summer sun begins to set in East Cobb, and the Sprayberry football team is winding up their first day of practice under new head coach Ronnie White. White began his coaching career in 1981 at Walton High School. He's been with Sprayberry since 1991. When Coach Broadway stepped down, Ronnie White moved into the head coaching spot last April.
Our touchdown club's doing a great job, and only its 2nd year of existence, so everything's doing great right now.
Sprayberry is counting on Coach White to improve upon their 2-8 record.
So I think we've got a good mix, and they are really excited, and every time we come out on the field they work hard and do the things we ask them to do, and I hope that's going to translate. We've made some real good additions to a good coaching staff already, and I think those additions are going to make us a better football team.
Coach White can be described as pretty laid back, but intense enough to be a great coach. The players and staff members like his style.
He's really easy to get along with. Good to work with, good to work for. Real positive coach, and I've enjoyed working with him.
I think it's really going to be a great season for us, because I know myself and the rest of the players feel that Coach White was definitely the man for the job. And we feel that behind him we'll be able to bring Sprayberry back to the playoffs.
Several years ago, Coach White took some time off to start his family. His 2 children and his wife mean the world to him.
We've been married going on 14 years, and it's one of those long relationships. We started dating back in high school, and you know, the typical cheerleader football player relationship, and so we've been together for a real long time, and those things are important. Those things are real important to me.
A great season at Sprayberry is also important to Coach White. He's been working since April to make these jackets some killer bees.
Best of luck to Coach Ronnie White and the Sprayberry Yellow Jackets. And now we're going to show you what's coming up next on Cobb Prep Rally.
And there's stuff coming up you don't want to miss. Hang on tight as we spend an afternoon with our Scholar Athlete of the Week. Plus you'll meet Bob Giles, Cobb County's resident sports guru, and find out what's in store for Cobb County softball. Straight ahead.
Community pride comes in many forms. You can see it in your children. You can feel it on Friday nights in front of your friends and neighbors. Or you can show it in ways that aren't so plain to see. Showing pride in your community is something you want to do, but never something you have to do. At Cobb American Bank, we feel that pride. We think it means supporting our local residents and schools. After all, if you're investing in us, then we need to invest in you. Keep your money in a bank that shares your pride in East Cobb. Cobb American Bank, member FDIC.
Just how spicy are the extra hot wings at Buffalo's Cafe? Buffalo's Cafe. Nothing fancy, just good food and a darn good time.
If football is king in Cobb County, then welcome to the Pigskin Palace. Pro Sports is loaded with helmets, pads, and gear for little leaguers and the varsity. 21 years of fitting experience can't be wrong, so go with the pros. Pro Sports with 2 locations, including Powder Springs Road in West Cobb.
Are you ready for change? Presenting Hair Pizzazz of Marietta and Essentials by Matrix, the winning formula for hair and body care. The ultimate tools for your new look can be found at great salons like Hair Pizzazz. Ask a stylist for a complete Matrix makeover from your head to your toes. And you won't believe our new VibraSound experience, perfect for stress reduction. Hair Pizzazz is the salon of choice for all ages, and we'll put some pizzazz into our younger clientele. So start with Hair Pizzazz and finish with products from Matrix Essentials, Johnson Ferry Road in East Cobb.
So how long have you been working here?
About 3 weeks now.
You do nice work.
Thank you. So do you.
It's not easy, you know.
I know.
Everything here has to be so perfect.
Keep up the good work.
At Papa John's,
thank you.
Our mission is to deliver the perfect pizza.
Thanks for staying with us. You're just in time to meet Cobb Prep Rally's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Come with us as we spend the day with Frank LaCour from South Cobb High School. At 9 in the morning, Frank is finishing his last lap around the track at the end of football practice. This 17-year-old senior plays several sports and manages to maintain a 4.139 GPA. Does he have a secret?
Just pretty much stay up late doing all my homework and working on whatever I have to. And that's pretty much about it.
After practice, Frank and his buddies grab a bite to eat at Taco Bell. Frank enjoys being with his friends, and he wants a career helping people.
In college, I plan on majoring in psychology and becoming a psychologist after I get out of graduate school, starting my own practice.
What made you select psychology?
I don't know. I like people and trying to help them out with their problems and all.
After filling up on Mexican, Frank fills up his car and heads off to go mountain biking.
What's wrong with it? Down, Bob.
I just want to thank y'all for coming out, filming me and everything, and I'll be keeping my eye out for Cobb Prep Rally, and I'm going to tape it every week.
Congratulations, Frank, on being our Scholar Athlete of the Week. Hey, Cobb County, I'm Megan Smith. I'm going to take you off the gridiron and onto the diamond. We're going to get our first look at Cobb County softball with Coach Farmer and the Wheeler Wildcats. And here we are at the Diamond. Coach Greg Farmer's Wheeler Wildcats are ready, set to go. Coming off the '93 season with a 3-14 record, the Wildcats are eager to reverse those numbers.
You're looking for a much better team, a much better record. We returned almost all of our players this year. And as I mentioned, we've been in a rebuilding process for a couple of years. So this year, most of those girls that were freshmen and sophomores will be junior and seniors. So we're looking for a much better season.
The Wildcats will still be playing slow-pitch softball this season, but like in Gwinnett and DeKalb counties, Coach Farmer expects that to change.
I think by next year, all of Cobb County will be fast pitch. We are looking at moving toward fast pitch next year, give the girls a chance to get in recreation ball and play some fast pitch, and then we'll probably go to camp next summer. And hopefully by the start of the season next year, we'll be ready to go with fast pitch.
The players are warming up and looking forward to a successful season. With their experience and determination, team captain Shannon Green is sure the team is ready to take on rival opponents like Walton and Pope.
Really had a rebuilding year last year, but other than that, it was a good stepping stone for this year because we're going to be really good this year.
As the season rolls along, we'll keep you updated on the Wildcats and introduce you to other teams in the region. Keep up the winning attitude and good luck, Wildcats.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles of the Cobb Extra. We're at Buffalo's Cafe, and we'll be back with a couple of football previews after the play of the week.
Last May, the Wheeler football team got back to basics at Berry College. Just how many Wheeler football players does it take to walk in a straight line? One less than you'd think. This is no fish story. I guess it's just harder than it looks. It was just as hard to go up as it was to go down, and nobody escaped this boot camp weekend. At least somebody had some fun. It looks like Coach Jeff Hollis reeling them in. Congratulations, and don't eat that all at once, Coach. See you next time for Play of the Week.
Tonight's Play of the Week is brought to you by Pro Sports. Check out our selection of JanSport bags and letter jackets. Pro Sports with 2 locations.
Hi, this is Bob Giles, the sports editor of the Cobb Extra. We're here today at Buffalo's Cafe. I'm with Cody the Buffalo. We're on Cobb Parkway near Acres Mill. We're going to go over a couple of the subregions in Cobb County today, 5 Quad A North and 6 Quad A Subregion B. Let's take a look first at 5 Quad A North. You've got Harrison High School coming into its 3rd season of varsity competition. I see the Hoyas of Coach Bruce Cobley continuing to improve. They've been 1-9 and 3-7 their first 2 years. They've got a couple of fine players in linebacker Sean Haig, defensive lineman Brandon Scarborough, and I see the Hoyas going 6-4 this year, making a run at the playoffs. North Cobb High School made the state playoffs for the first time since 1987 last year under Coach John Allison. They've got one of the top wide receivers in the county in junior Grant Cockrell. They should continue to play well, and I see them having another run at the playoffs, finishing 6-4. Over at McEachern, the Indians' pipeline is not dry, so don't worry, Indian fans. There's still some fine players there, including running back Lamar Shaw, defensive back free safety Stuart Fleming, and linebacker Jeremy Marlowe. I see the Indians having another great year, going 8-2, making the playoffs again and winning the subregion. Over in 6 Quad A, Subregion B, Pope High School looks to be one of the favorites. Coach Bob Lord's Greyhounds were 7-3 last year, just missed the playoffs. They've got a great defensive team coming back. They've got a solid quarterback in Brian Hampton and a fine receiver in Tab Griffin. I see the Greyhounds having another good year and making the playoffs this time, probably with an 8-2 record. At Walton High School, the Raiders were 6-4 last year under Coach Robbie Robertson. If they can do that again, it will be a good year for them. They've got one of the top tight ends in Will Clark. They'll get the ball to him a lot. I see the Raiders going 6-4 again, challenging for the playoffs. Over at Wheeler, where they expect to go 9-1 and 10-0 each year, this is a young team. That's going to be a stretch. But the Wildcats of Coach Jeff Hollis do have talent. They were 9-1 in regular season last year. They won't match that. I see them going 7-3 this year with a young club. Well, that's it for this week. We'll see you again next week, Cody and I, from another Buffalo's Cafe location. And until then, have a good week.
Thanks for the wrap-up, Bob. There's more to come on Cobb Prep Rally. We'll take a look at Cobb sports through the eyes of its biggest cheerleader. Then give us 60 seconds on the minute mic to show you one Wildcat from Wheeler High School. Stay tuned.
Purchasing jewelry should not be scary. It should be enjoyable and comfortable. We have a small town attitude in that our customers are our friends. We manufacture jewelry. We have extensive knowledge on diamonds and colored stones, and we feel that this better enables us to help serve your needs in finding out exactly what you want. Fine quality in jewelry should last you a lifetime, and it's something that you'll always be proud of.
Serving East Cobb since 1979, Edward John's Jewelers.
These days, it's not a restaurant's food that most people choke on. Buffalo's Cafe. Nice atmosphere, good service, and prices that are as easy to swallow as the food.
Meet Linda Thompson. She's an active member of the East Cobb business community and a leader in education circles, but you probably know her better as president of Cobb American Bank. She enjoys what she does and might send you away in a better mood, too. Get to know Linda and your friends at Cobb American Bank.
Did you know $6.5 billion of financial aid goes unclaimed every year? Well, I've got great news. I'm Rob Kalpak, and my company can provide you with a personalized computer report guaranteeing at least 10 sources you can contact for college financial aid. Well, let me show you how. You fill out the application. We'll save you hours of legwork through our constantly updated database. We'll show you how to get results. Let us help you find money for college.
Call Cash for College to get at least 10 guaranteed sources of financial aid for only $49.
So how long you been working here?
About 3 weeks now.
It's not easy, you know.
I know.
Everything here has to be so perfect.
Keep up the good work. At Papa John's, our mission is to deliver the perfect pizza.
Get ready for the Cobb Prep Rally $1,000 college scholarship presented by your friends at Cobb American Bank and Edward John's Jewelers. It's coming in November. Watch for more details.
Welcome back once again to our first ever Cobb Prep Rally. Hi, my name is Eric Hunter, and up next, we've got a man that every high school sports fan in Cobb County should get to know. No, he's not a player or a coach. He's the director of county athletics. So Cobb County, meet Tom Price. It's very difficult to find a county athletic department in the state of Georgia that is as successful, hardworking, and proud as the one here in Cobb County. The ever-changing Cobb County school system now boasts a bright young supervisor of its athletic programs. Tom Price is his name, and continuing the success of longtime athletic director Corky Kell and providing the best for every Cobb student-athlete is his mission. He took over the post this past December after being the assistant athletic director since 1989 and fortunately has had a great teacher in Corky Kell.
To learn from him and work under him for the past 5 years, and so that really made my job easier, and I was very fortunate, as I said, to learn from him all those years, and I'm still learning from him today.
As you might imagine, supervising all the athletics in a county as big as Cobb takes a lot of dedication and intelligence. And having spent time as a coach at Walton and South Cobb high schools, Price knows how to surround himself with a winning team at the athletics office. Participating in sports is an important part of a high school student's education, so promoting athletics to the students and fans is also a key aspect of his job.
And we want to keep the participation up in high numbers because we, once again, think it's very beneficial to the young people to be involved in extracurricular activities.
Cobb County is blessed with a wide range of impressive student athletes who are dedicated to learning and being successful. Growing as achievers is a trademark of the Cobb County students.
Very dedicated. I think the overall that their coaches and their parents seem to also encourage their academics. That's one of the things we're very proud of, that they balance out the academics and the athletics, and that they know the priorities, and our coaches emphasize that. I think most of the parents emphasize making sure that they balance those out.
So rest assured, folks, Cobb County Athletics is in great hands with Tom Price and company.
We here at Cobb Prep Rally would really like to thank Mr. Price for all of his support for our show. And now, here's a feature that we hope you're going to enjoy as much as we do every week. Jong Lee at Wheeler High School is about as quick as they come, both on his feet and with his wit.
Mr. Sanders, could I have your autograph, please? Wolverine, definitely, because he's short, just like I am. He's strong, and he has killer instinct. Everything just comes natural to him. For game time, we always use the bathroom up in the school. It's just something we do. We feel it just pumps us up. This is like our lucky stalls, you could say. Be Jong, hit me, Lee, because I used to take all the hits and get up after every one of them. I'd get down on my knees and beg. I don't know about that now. He's so a beast. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here right now. I mean, that's what kind of coach he is. He's such a great coach. Arnold Schwarzenegger, my favorite actor right there. Yeah, he could definitely win an Oscar. He's great, man.
So Jong's no great judge of acting talent, big deal. He's still a great football player. And stay tuned, we've got more action coming your way.
Next, we get down with the Devils. Scott talks to the head coach of Marietta High, Dexter Wood, about the Blue Devils' upcoming season. Then come with us on a tour of Region 6B. The dog days of summer practice are almost over, and these teams are ready to play some football. Stay with us.
Are you ready for change? Presenting Hair Pizzazz of Marietta and Essentials by Matrix, the winning formula for hair and body care. The ultimate tools for your new look can be found at great salons like Hair Pizzazz. Ask a stylist for a complete Matrix makeover from your head to your toes, and you won't believe our new VibraSound experience, perfect for stress reduction. Hair Pizzazz is the salon of choice for all ages, and we'll put some pizzazz into our younger clientele. So start with Hair Pizzazz and finish with products from Matrix Essentials, Johnson Ferry Road in East Cobb.
All champions have to dress the part, and Pro Sports has got you covered from head to toe with T-shirts, hats, lightweight jackets, and leather jackets. The only place big enough to get every Cobb school under one roof is Pro Sports, with 2 locations, including Shackelford and East Cobb.
When you order our hot wings at Buffalo's Cafe, we provide you with one of these. Of course, when you order our extra hot wings, we suggest you bring one of these. Buffalo's Cafe. Nothing fancy, just good food.
Purchasing jewelry should not be scary. It should be enjoyable and comfortable. We have a small town attitude in that our customers are our friends. We manufacture jewelry. We have extensive knowledge on diamonds and colored stones, and we feel that this better enables us to help serve your needs in finding out exactly what you want. Fine quality in jewelry should last you a lifetime, and it's something that you'll always be proud of.
Serving East Cobb since 1979, Edward John's Jewelers.
Did you know $6.5 billion of financial aid goes unclaimed every year? Well, I've got great news. I'm Rob Kalpak, and my company can provide you with a personalized computer report guaranteeing at least 10 sources you can contact for college financial aid. Well, let me show you how. You fill out the application. We'll save you hours of legwork through our constantly updated database. We'll show you how to get results. Let us help you find money for college.
Call Cash for College to get at least 10 guaranteed sources of financial aid for only $49.
We now begin our roundup of 3 teams in Region 6B, and we start at Pope High School in the Hound Pound.
Actually, it's the Pope High School Greyhounds, but Schnitzel the Schnauzer still supports Coach Bob Lord and the 1994 team. 20 seniors are returning to the Hound Pound. Most of them are starters. The Greyhounds welcome back several outstanding players. On offense, All-County wide receiver Tab Griffin returns, and he hopes to catch plenty of passes from QB Brian Hampton. On defense, Ross Petrus, who happens to be the senior class president, is back as a defensive tackle. Linebacker Wade Holland returns to the kennel to continue his legacy as one of the leading tacklers in the county. The Greyhounds are ready to run, and their first race is against Marietta September 2nd. Moving to the east, we come upon the battlefield of the Walton Raiders. The Raiders were 6-4 last season under Coach Robbie Robertson. 15 seniors returned for the Raiders. The team has a difficult schedule ahead of them, but Coach Robertson says he plans on at least 5 wins. Coach is counting on several key players to bring them to victory. Look out for all-county tight end Will Clark and free safety Joey Redmond. These Raiders know their biggest enemy for this year.
We're really coming after Wheeler this year. We've gotten tired of losing to Wheeler so many years in a row, and we're out to get them this year.
Well, Stephen, the Wildcats say they're ready to take your challenge. You're talking about last year's Region 6A champions, coached by 10-year Wheeler veteran Jeff Hollis. However, Coach Hollis knows he has to cope with the loss of 26 seniors.
All those seniors left us this year, so we're rebuilding, as the saying goes. Everybody accuses me of using the crying towel all the time. Well, this is the year we're going to really have to pull that crying towel out.
The Wildcats hope to turn that crying towel into a victory flag by the end of the season. They may have lost some experienced seniors, but they still have the ingredient for a winning football team, and that is talent.
That was a look at Region 6B, and now from Region 6A, last year's champions, Marietta High School. Coach Dexter Wood is here. Thanks for being here, Dexter.
Thank you, Scott.
This is your 8th season here at Marietta. You've had a strong winning tradition. You made it to the playoffs again last year, but I understand you weren't quite pleased with your record, and you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Scott, at Marietta, the expectations are always high. We went 4 straight years where we were undefeated in regular season, 2 Final Four finishes, and consequently, when you go into a season after that, you're expected to even go further. And we failed to 7-4, quote, failed to 7-4. And while we yet won a 5th straight sub-region championship, losing to Wheeler twice and losing a first-round playoff game is not acceptable at Marietta High School. We were in a little bit of transition talent-wise, although we had a great number of seniors, and you know, we ran up against a good Wheeler team, and McEachern beat us in a close game, but overall it was disappointing for us because winning seasons and going to the playoffs aren't enough here, and that's the type of expectations we're always going to have. So therefore, we're looking for better things this year.
Well, you lost 28 seniors last year, 13 of which, or about 13, were starters. How is that going to affect your team this year?
I think we're still in a little bit of transition. I lost 28 seniors and I only have 16 returning, so we're a relatively young squad. I could start as many as 4 or 5 sophomores. In that senior class, I have no true college prospect like I usually do. And I guess the best label you could put on us this year would be that we're young but talented, which means that if we as coaches do our job as the year progresses, we'll keep getting better and better. And as always, when it gets to region time, Marietta's going to be in the hunt for the playoffs.
Tell me about some of your key players this year that are really going to have an impact for your team.
We have 9 starters returning. In Marietta, the focus is always on the defensive unit. We feel like that with defense and pressure special teams is what will allow you to be consistent year in and year out. We have 4 or 5 good players returning on the defensive side. We have a linebacker named Chris Flanagan who's returning for his 3rd year as a starter. We have a defensive lineman in B.J. Sanders, another defensive lineman in Brent Looper. We had a transfer from Campbell High School in Philip Blackshear who plays defensive back. And among those 4, we feel like we've got a chance to be a strong defensive team.
Okay, Coach. Well, thanks a lot and good luck this year, and thanks a lot for being here.
Great, Scott. Good to have you with us.
So that's going to do it for our first ever Cobb Prep Rally. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to tell a friend and join us every week on Wilmetco Channel 2 and Summit Channel 5. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. for you folks on Wilmetco, Wednesday and Thursday at 7, and Friday at 5:30 for you folks on Summit. Join us next week when we'll have all brand new stories. Until then, for all of us here at Cobb Prep Rally, have a good evening, Cobb County.
It's Halloween, so come dance with the devil at the Marietta-Lassiter matchup and find out which team wins. Can Campbell spook the only undefeated team in Cobb County? And will Pebblebrook get their first win and take a piece of the Cobb County pumpkin pie? Now, who says ghouls can't play football? Don't think you're seeing ghosts. It really is Ann and Megan in football uniforms trying out for the Wheeler High School team. We have a frighteningly good lineup for you tonight, so stay tuned for the fastest and scariest 30 minutes in television.
If you're frustrated and failing in school, fighting about it won't help. Doing something about it will. Call the Huntington Learning Center at 977-2800.
Take control of your future and break the failure chain for good.
Call the Huntington Learning Center today.
All champions have to dress the part, and Pro Sports has got you covered from head to toe with T-shirts, hats, lightweight jackets, and leather jackets. The only place big enough to get every Cobb school under one roof is Pro Sports, with 2 locations, including Shackelford and East Cobb.
These days, it's not a restaurant's food that most people choke on. Buffalo's Cafe. Nice atmosphere, good service, and prices that are as easy to swallow as the food.
The games.
And nobody's gonna catch Don Munson.
The moments.
Here's the Hail Mary. It's tipped. Touchdown Lassiter.
And everything in between. Cobb Prep Rally.
Touchdown Blue Devils.
The only game in town.
Good evening, Cobb County.
Why, Scott, I'm so glad to see that you're awake just in time for the scariest edition of Cobb Prep Rally from the Asylum Haunted House in Lilburn.
But first, a warning.
Your scholarship applications are due by Friday.
Or else.
Well, Scott, it is the witching hour in Cobb County football, is it not?
It's a do-or-die situation in sub-region play.
That's right. So let's get on with the program, and let's see who comes out alive of big game number 1.
Well, let's hope big game number 1 is better than that acting. South Cobb led 21-7 early in the third quarter when quarterback Keith McMillan fakes the handoff to Inko Simpson and knifes his way 14 yards into the end zone. The 2-point conversion cut South Cobb's lead to 21-15, but the War Eagles came right back. Corey Kimball takes the pitch from Trey Donaldson, and 9 yards later it was 29-15 Eagles. The Falcons cut the lead to 6 on Derek Russell's 1-yard run and were driving again late in the fourth. Fourth down, McMillan scrambles to his right and finds Brad Wood over the middle for the first down and more. Wood took the ball inside the Eagle 30, but the clock was running out on Coach Steins and the Falcons, and with no timeouts left, it didn't look good for Pebblebrook. With under 2 minutes left, McMillan hits Simpson, and he's out of bounds at the 5. With under 10 seconds left to play, McMillan looks to the end zone and just squeaks it in, tying the score at 29. The Falcons go wild, and now the extra point could win it. It's up. It's good, and the Falcons win it. The Falcons win it, their first win of the year. Oh, my.
A senior tonight brought us to victory. Keith McMillan did just ungreatly, I don't know what the words to use, just a valiant effort. He gutsed it out right there with time running out to get in the end zone. That's what it's all about, putting it on the line in the line time. And defense came back and played tough the second half, only allowed them 1 score, and the offense came back and put 30 points on the board the first half, the second half. So that's what you got to do sometimes playing football games. So they did what they had to do. What can I say?
It was a good one, and next week, Pebblebrook is home to Douglas County, and South Cobb travels to Lithia Springs. Big game number 2 pits the Osborne Cardinals versus the Campbell Spartans. Now, Osborne has tied the school record for wins in a season with 7. They're going to try to break it against Campbell, and in the process, going undefeated, 8-0. It was homecoming at Cardinals Stadium, but early on, it was Campbell spoiling the party. Chris Howard intercepts the Hakeem Batiste pass, giving Campbell great field position. And it didn't take the Spartans long to capitalize. Gary Harden, number 33, fakes out the cameraman and the Osborne defense en route to the end zone. It was a 45-yard run, giving Campbell the 7-0 lead. Brian Powell wanted no part of an upset on this night, so he sent his best players to work. Hakeem Batiste rolls out to the right, looking to the end zone and heaving a pass to Marcus Larry, who skies to make the sensational catch. Osborne tied the score at 7, then widened their lead on another TD pass from Batista Larry. Chris Howard brought the Spartans back, though, taking the ball around the end and out at the 1. Tremaine Gay dove in from there, making the score 14-13. Campbell missed the extra point, and Alan Nicely's team eventually fell, nearly upsetting the undefeated Cardinals. Next week, Campbell is home to Alexander, and Osborne takes the week off.
You know what, Meg? As we're sitting in here serving out our sentence in the dungeon, missing all the Halloween fun, what would you go as if you could go to any of these parties? You know?
I know exactly what I'd go as. I already thought about this one.
Really?
I'd break out of this stereotypical cage and go as a football player.
A football player? No way. I mean, I could do that, but I've just never been on a team or suited up. I wouldn't know how to be a football player.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't either. You know what? We need some genuine training. And I know just where to get it.
Let's do it.
My name's Coach Hollis. I'm the head coach at Wheeler High School. We got 2 new players that have shown up today for practice, and we're going to try to teach them a little bit about how to get dressed, and then we're going to go out and we're going to do some drills, and we're going to see if these guys can play, because we sure need some help right now.
That's right.
Welcome new players.
Thanks. Thanks for the protection.
If you want to slip those on right there,
All right.
and I'll you as you perspire and get wet. Those pants are going to stretch a little bit. They're going to loosen up a little bit.
Stretch now.
One of the questions that, as a head coach, that the officials ask me every Friday night before a ball game, they say, "Coach, are your players legally equipped?" And I have to say yes or no. If I say yes, and somewhere during the course of that ball game they discover that Ann's butt pad is missing, she can immediately be sent out of the ball game. We're going to let you put your pads on, and you can pull thread your straps right there through that little. I think last year we may have had 7 girls in the state of Georgia playing football, and a number of those were kickers, but there were several that were full-time players also, and are doing well. I anticipate more of this in the future. And over there.
I'm going to tackle Scott right behind the camera.
Good idea. This helmet is not designed to protect the neck. Players are taught on a daily basis to tackle people with shoulder pads.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. Okay. Now you got to get this one.
Scott, don't film it. Yes, film it. This is Alan Lantrip. Alan, I want you to tell me, what would I need to know for my first day of football practice?
Just do what the coaches say. Hit hard.
Down.
This come at me like this. Just wrap your arms.
Stretching. Very important. We need to be stretched out.
Guys, got it.
This is too much fun.
Here's the tendencies.
What they tend to do.
Yeah, that's the tendencies they show. For instance, off the film and off the computer sheet, they have a big tendency of going.
What did it feel like when I brought you down, dude?
It was all luck. Don't listen to her.
Oh, no, he lies. I hit hard.
If she wants a rematch, just let her bring it on.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Coach Hollis, right here on the cake. We appreciate you letting us triumph.
Thank you.
What
I
a
appreciate
guy.
that so
What a
much.
guy. Thanks for staying with us, Cobb County. We want to thank the Wheeler Wildcat football team for letting Megan and I come out and try. So we appreciate it. In Cobb County, stay tuned. Find out what's coming up next.
Well, Ann, glad to see you and Megan are breaking those gender barriers. We have more women in sports on the way. Our female focus brings us to the fast-pitch state softball tournament. Then it's back to the guys as we salute our Scholar Athlete of the Week. That's all straight ahead.
Are you a high school athlete looking for scholarship money? North American Sports Scouts can help. We'll send your profile to hundreds of colleges every month to help you find scholarship money. There's money waiting for you. Don't get overlooked. Call North American Sports Scouts for a free consultation.
Introducing the Hair Pizzazz haircut. Yeah, that's the ticket. Possibly, maybe, I give up. Yes, Hair Pizzazz. Put some pizzazz into your hair.
When you order our hot wings at Buffalo's Cafe, we provide you with one of these. Of course, when you order our extra hot wings, we suggest you bring one of these. Buffalo's Cafe. Nothing fancy, just good food.
Larry, where do you think you're going with that?
The oven?
The oven, Larry? Perfect.
At Papa John's, our mission is to deliver the perfect pizza.
Tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Huntington Learning Center at 977-2800. Take control of your future and break the failure chain for good. Call Huntington today.
Jimmy Elkins moved from Houston to Atlanta when he was in the 8th grade. No matter where he is, our Scholar Athlete likes to learn. Jimmy's favorite subject is anatomy, and he sees a sports medicine career in the future.
I've always been interested in it. One of our trainers, Steve Curls, it interests me all the time. When I get injury, I like watching whatever he's doing, stuff like that.
Jimmy keeps his anatomy book conveniently located to make sure he gets to his favorite class on time.
Like I said, that's where I keep my most favorite class, anatomy. I come here, this is my route to class. Leave from here.
Outside the classroom, Jimmy plays football, pitches for the baseball team, and wrestles. He even earned the coveted hog hat for being the offensive lineman of the week. But classwork always comes first.
I'd like to introduce y'all to my favorite teachers, and he's also my baseball coach, Coach Harvey Cochran.
How are you doing today? Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Jimmy loves to learn and lives to play ball. When he's doing both, our Scholar Athlete is in hog heaven.
Well, Jimmy, congratulations on being our Scholar Athlete of the Week, and best of luck to you pursuing that sports medicine career. Now we're up to the female focus, and we've got some great highlights for you from the state softball tournament. Cobb County was represented by the Lassiter Trojans. They battled Dunwoody, so let's take a look at the game.
The first ever state fast pitch tourney saw Lassiter representing Cobb County last Friday. The Lady Trojans faced state powerhouse Dunwoody in the opening game, but great plays like this one from catcher Alicia Griffith kept Lassiter in the game. But Dunwoody draws first blood. Second baseman Heather Scott handles the fielder's choice easily, but Dunwoody scores from third. 1-zip Wildcats still early in the game. Lassiter brought their sticks too. Naomi Elliott finds one she likes and singles in the third off Fortman, but ends up stranded. Dunwoody scratched a run together 2 innings later when Heather Scott elects not to make a play at the plate. 2-0 Dunwoody. Lassiter skipper Hutch Bibby says let's not quit, and they didn't as Corinne Tecchione drives in Carrie Gay with a clean single. There's no play at home and Lassiter cuts the lead in half, but Dunwoody matched that run with one of its own. 2 out in the 5th, Lassiter shortstop Lauren Muccoloni goes deep in the hole but can't make the spectacular play. Dunwoody trots in from third, and it's 3-1 Wildcats. One last rally from Lassiter in the 6th. Naomi Elliott singles again, and then with Lassiter runners on first and second, Carrie Gay's base hit kicks up chalk and right, and here comes Katie Norrison to score. Not a great camera angle, but it looks like Katie's in there. Nice call, ump. And that would do it. Dunwoody goes on to win it 3-1 and advances to the semifinals. The Lady Trojans win their next game against Oconee County, but were finally eliminated by a strong Douglas County team later on Friday night. Great year, ladies. Congratulations.
Tonight's Female Focus is brought to you by American Cheerleading in Atlanta. From the top programs to the college-bound athlete, we teach basics all the way up to the very best in cheerleading training.
Hi, this is Bob Giles, sports editor of the Cobb Extra. We're here at the Buffalo's Cafe, the brand new location at Sprayberry Square with lovely Sprayberry High School in the distance. Get your pencils ready. Your chance to beat Bob is coming up right after you watch the plays of the week.
Tonight's play of the week is brought to you by Pro Sports. Check out our selection of JanSport bags and letter jackets. Pro Sports with 2 locations.
We're back at the Buffalo's Cafe, a brand spanking new location at Sprayberry Square near Sprayberry High School, and it's time for this week's football picks. Hurry into one of 6 area Buffalo's Cafes for your chance to outpick me between now and game time and win a free bash night at Buffalo's. Now, let's salute last week's 6 winners. Now on to the picks. Let's look at Region 5 Quad A. North Cobb at Cass. Well, these are 2 of the most unpredictable teams in Region 5 Quad A, but North Cobb's been a little more consistent offensively, and running back Don Munden is a quality player for the Warriors. North Cobb, 21-14. Northwest Whitfield at Harrison. Harrison played McEachern very tough a couple of weeks ago, but it hasn't been the kind of season that Hoya fans hoped for. I'm just not sure that Harrison is ready to win this kind of game against an opponent of roughly equal talent. Northwest, 10-7. McEachern at Paulding County. McEachern coach Jimmy Dorsey takes his Indians back to his previous coaching stop, and you wonder if his offense is going to go with him because it's been a little sluggish and inconsistent at times this year, but it may not matter because his defense has been right on every time. McEachern, 21-7. Alexander at Campbell. If Campbell can avoid the kind of painful mistakes that have plagued the Spartans the last couple of losses, very close games, I think they can be competitive with Alexander, but I feel like Alexander's just a sounder team. Alexander, 28-14. Douglas County at Pebblebrook. Pebblebrook's tried to hang tough through a very disappointing season, but it's hard to do that when you just cannot put the ball in the end zone. Unfortunately, Douglas County can. Douglas County, 20-10. South Cobb at Lithia Springs. Well, Lithia Springs is coming off an emotional game against its Douglas County rival Alexander, and the Lions do a good job with a very young group. I like Lithia Springs, 17-10. Lassiter at Chattahoochee. Lassiter impressed a lot of people a couple of weeks ago by beating Roswell, one of the preseason favorites in the sub-region, and Chattahoochee is not as good as Roswell. I don't think this will be a breather for Lassiter, but I do think the Trojans will win 14-10. Sprayberry at Marietta. It's been a difficult debut year for Coach Ronnie White and his Yellow Jackets, and they're not going to get much help from Marietta, I'm afraid, which is just too sound on both sides of the ball. Marietta, 28-7. Milton at Walton. Well, there's nothing fancy about Milton. They just line up with a big line and some big backs and pound at you the whole game and hope you break, and most teams do. I'm not sure Walton can handle that for an entire game. Milton, 28-21. Wheeler at Pope. Well, this should be a good one. The loser will have an uphill struggle to make the playoffs. Pope's never beaten Wheeler, and this is going to be a good opportunity to do it because the Greyhounds are deeper and more experienced. But Wheeler's still Wheeler and will make it close. But still, I like Pope, 24-21. There you go. Don't forget to fill out your Beat Bob contest form at any of the 6 area Buffalo's Cafes. 1 winner per store per week. We'll see you next week at another Buffalo's location. Until then, this is Bob Giles. See you next time.
Next on Cobb Prep Rally, find out what bugs these people about the opposite sex and what riles these folks during our Hot Shots contest. No telling what could make our mystery trivia guest lose his cool. Maybe a high-energy football game like Marietta at Lassiter. But you just chill out. We'll be back in a flash.
All champions have to dress the part, and Pro Sports has got you covered from head to toe with T-shirts, hats, lightweight jackets, and letter jackets. The only place big enough to get every Cobb school under one roof is Pro Sports, with 2 locations, including Shackelford and East Cobb.
Community pride comes in many forms. You can see it in your children. You can feel it on Friday nights in front of your friends and neighbors. Or you can show it in ways that aren't so plain to see. Showing pride in your community is something you want to do, but never something you have to do. At Cobb American Bank, we feel that pride. We think it means supporting our local residents and schools. After all, if you're investing in us, then we need to invest in you. Keep your money in a bank that shares your pride in East Cobb. Cobb American Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to buying fine jewelry, the name on the wall may make the difference. At Edward John's Jewelers, we understand your need to feel comfortable when it's time to decide. We hope 15 years of giving back to East Cobb means something to you because it means everything to us. Edward John's Jewelers.
Hi, welcome to Music Docs, Cobb County's home of the bands and home of plenty of satisfied customers.
I keep coming back because they're really friendly here and they're real good at having the supplies that we need for my daughter.
My favorite thing are the people.
They are very helpful and a lot of fun, and the hours are great.
So get in step with Music Docs. Chances are your high school already does. For great buys and service after the sale, call Music Docs in Marietta, Cobb County's home of the bands.
If you're frustrated and failing in school, fighting about it won't help. Doing something about it will. Call the Huntington Learning Center at 977-2800.
Take control of your future and break the failure chain for good.
Call the Huntington Learning Center today. Mark down October 28th. That's the application deadline for the Prep Rally $1,000 college scholarship. Brought to you by these fine sponsors. Look for details and applications in your guidance office. Thanks for watching and good luck.
For this week's Hot Shot, we bagged a couple of sophomores from Lassiter High School. Jay Bracci and Mark Dirth are ready to rock and roll. Oh, first kick no good, but great crowd support definitely helped. And the next kick is right through the uprights. Guys, you need one more good one for that free pizza. And it's no good. But thanks, Mark and Jay, for being this week's Hot Shots. While the Lassiter softball team made it to the state tournament, the Trojan football team was on a little shakier ground. They entered their sub-region clash against Marietta with a 2-4 record. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils had never lost a 6-quad A sub-region A game since 1988. But this is the Halloween season. Spooky things can happen. So on with the witching hour. Here's Marietta at Lassiter. It's definitely a scary Halloween experience to face a team like Marietta, but the Blue Devils were bewitched early in the first. They tried a trick, but Lassiter got the treat, a fumble recovery on their 11. Carlos Williams tries to take advantage, but the Marietta D is too much. After halting the Lassiter drive, Marietta sends Brian Scales on the draw. The Devils establish great field position, and it's time for the touchdown pass to Matt Anderson. Marietta takes the lead. Meanwhile, Lassiter coach Jim Cagle watches his daughter Haley cheer for the enemy, but Haley watches dad's team move down the gridiron. Here comes Britt Lehman making mincemeat out of the Marietta D. First down, Trojans. But on second down, another fumble, and the pigskin is back into Devil hands. 2 plays later, the handoff to Brian Scales, and he coughs it back up on the 18-yard line. On first down, Carlos Williams hands off to Britt Lehman. Call him Casper the Ghost. He walked right through the Marietta line and 17 yards later scored. With the extra point, Lassiter led 7-6, and it looked like the Devils would go back into the locker room down by a point, but this completion to Courtney McCrae puts the Devils back on top. Then, with 52 seconds left in the first half, they ran the same play to clinch the 2-point conversion, and the Devils never looked back. The Trojans played a stubborn game, but Marietta escaped, holding on to its 6-quad A sub-region A lead.
Well, the electrifying Cobb Prep Rally Halloween special continues. This next segment might just shock you. We asked some North Cobb High School students what really fries them about the opposite sex.
Hi, my name is Davy Hiddleston and I'm from North Cobb High School. Today I'm going to ask my friends what they dislike about the opposite sex. Christy, what do you dislike about the guys?
Oh, I hate when they act all hard, you know, when they think they are all that, and all they care about is their friends, what their friends think.
Sounds good to me. Let's go over here and ask a guy.
When they come up and put their arms on your shoulders. That was my answer.
Okay.
I don't dislike anything about girls.
Oh, come on. There's going to be something that bothers you?
Well, no, I like them all.
When they spend the most time fixing their hair.
This is James, one of our football players. James, what do you most dislike about girls? What bothers you?
They always scared they're going to break a nail.
Well, I never broken a nail, but I did tear a ligament in my knee. Hi, I'm this week's Mr. Trivia guest. I play football for the McEachern Indians. Unfortunately, my knee injury is going to keep me out of action for a few weeks. I'm a running back for the Indians, but when I'm not piling up rushing yards on the field, I enjoy exercising, running track, and watching college ball on TV. If you know who I am, call in and win.
The Wednesday night trivia question is brought to you by Hair Pizzazz in Marietta. The fifth caller through with the correct answer wins a free appointment. Call now.
Cobb Prep Rally is not done yet. When we come back, Pebblebrook coach Chuck Steins joins us to talk about the Falcons' first win. And a few of the Falcon faithful give us their opinions on this Friday's game. Stay tuned.
Seniors, graduation is closer than you think. The fact is you can get a great education right here in Cobb County at Kennesaw State College. State-of-the-art technology, day and night classes to fit your needs, lots of student activities and low tuition. Kennesaw State has it all. Call Kennesaw State now at 423-6300.
Welcome to the new age of cheerleading. Cheering is now a varsity sport, and now more than ever, it takes sweat to make the squad. American Cheerleading hasn't forgotten that cheering should be fun and taught in a positive atmosphere. They let you set your goal and help you become your very best, and it's never too late to start. American Cheerleading's mission is taking beginners to a level they never thought possible. Flexible enrollment and experienced coaches at one nearby location. American Cheerleading, from the basics to the best. Let's face it, if you're frustrated with school and getting poor grades, it can affect your whole family. But fighting about it won't help. Doing something about it will. Call the Huntington Learning Center at 977-2800. We can diagnose the full range of your academic strengths and weaknesses and develop an individualized program to help you succeed in school.
Take control of your future and break the failure chain for good.
Call the Huntington Learning Center for a free appointment. You can learn. Call Huntington today.
Are you a high school athlete looking for scholarship money? North American Sports Scouts can help. We'll send your profile to hundreds of colleges every month to help you find scholarship money. There's money waiting for you. Don't get overlooked. Call North American Sports Scouts for a free consultation.
Well, thanks for staying with us, Cobb County. Now joining me is Chuck Steins, coach of the Pebblebrook Falcons. Coach, I was at your game the other night. It was a very exciting game. You were down by 14 in the fourth quarter. Team showed a lot of poise, a lot of confidence, and came back and won the game. Tell me about the game, how you won it, and what it's going to do for your team.
Well, it's got to help us as far as confidence going the last two games. We've got a good football team. We're just young. And, young people are going to make mistakes, and we expect that, but we don't use that as an excuse, and we've tried to tell them the same thing. And we knew we had about 2 minutes and a half, and we started down the field, and we got in a 4th down and 9 situation, a clutch situation, so we decided to call what we call our all curls, everybody with double wideouts, and happened to hit Brad Woods on a big play right there, and he almost broke it down the sideline end, and that set us up in a big situation. Tuck it in, dove in from 5 yards out, and we weren't sure he got in until officials threw his hands up.
You told me Friday night that you had made a challenge to yourselves to win your last 3 games.
Right.
I don't think you can make the playoffs. Now you've won the first one, so how are you going to approach this Friday's game against Douglas County?
Well, Douglas County's got a real good football team. I mean, they're much improved. 3 years ago, they didn't win a football game, and like I said, we're just going to take the same no-nonsense approach and just keep working at it like we've done all year long.
Great. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Cobb Prep Rally. We now leave you with some predictions from the Falcon student body about this weekend's game against Douglas County. We'll see you next time.
Go Pebblebrook!
I think that the Falcons are going to take it. We were really, really strong in the last game, and I see a Falcon victory in our future. Predicted score, Falcons a lot, opponent not as much.
Man, you should have seen it. Last Friday night we whooped up on South Cobb, and let me tell you, Douglas County's got it coming to them this Friday.
52-7.
something like that. Maybe even 52-3.
Falcons, number 1! Going to beat Douglas County!
Falcons!